Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And if you're new to me, new to my channel, new to my show, please do subscribe on YouTube so you can watch all of the current shows, all of the shows that are coming up, and all of our previous shows. And it is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their activations and healings and clearings and readings, etc., so that we can all thrive in our lives. And today, my dear friend Roshney Mistry is back with us, and she's going to be talking about healing yourself through meditation. And so, some of what we're going to talk about today includes, how meditation can heal you. If you want change, you need to change your outside versus the inner world. Meditation connects you to the higher realms. Why do we let something that happened 15 years ago define our current reality? Right? For every thought you have, the brain creates a chemical and sends a signal to the body. Absolutely. And also, Roshni is going to be doing a guided grounding meditation with the golden tree to really help you connect with your spiritual team. I was going to say higher self, but your spiritual team, and find out what it is you need to let go so that you can be the highest and best version of yourself. So all that and more, of course. Roshni is also going to be taking some live caller questions. So if you do have a question for Roshni, you can raise your hand or type your question in the chat. And for those of you who don't know Roshni, she's been on our show a few times now, I'll say. We love having her here. And she is a spiritual energy coach whose name means light. She is trained in NLP, Rahanni Celestial Healing, inner child healing, cord cutting, counseling, and Akashic records healing. And she has been working in corporate government for the last 34 years. I think she's quit now, or she's left the corporate government job. And she found that working in a stressful environment taught her many skills, especially on how to heal relationships. So she learned through her experiences that when your soul is not living its true purpose or mission, then the body will show you signs on a physical and mental level. And Roshni uses powerful inner child healing and cord cutting modalities to help others to remove emotional blocks to relationships, career, and good health. And she runs spiritual workshops via Zoom, which are open to everyone and anyone. And whether you are just new to spirituality or very experienced, she shares tips and tools on how to heal yourself. And the workshops include powerful guided meditations. And Roshni is sharing her light with you so that you can shine your light too. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Roshni back to the show. Roshni, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a real pleasure to be back. I love your shows.
Thank you. And we love having you come back, of course. I recently had another session. I've had now two. I recently had a session with Roshni last week, I guess it was, or the week before, something like that. Time is just like so fast these days. And it was amazing. It was awesome. So I highly recommend those of you who can to please do work with Roshni. It'll be very
Thank you.
helpful. Okay. So Roshni, today, of course, we are going to be talking about um, how you can heal with or through meditation, right? So
Yes.
healing through meditation, healing yourself through meditation. What does that look like? And because a lot of people, to be honest, I got an email from somebody who says, "I can heal myself, thank you." It's like, oh, that's great. When she saw the topic was heal yourself through meditation, she said, "I can heal myself." Awesome, that's great. And so many of us are using many different modalities and tools to heal ourselves, and this is another one that is possible for you as well. So let's talk a little bit about how meditation can heal you, or how you can work with meditation to heal you.
Okay. So, just like your client said, in 2016, when I was in a stressful job, in a stressful management role, something pushed me to meditation, right? Stress. And what the reason why I'm talking about meditation is recently I went to Joe Dispenza's retreat. I'll try not to refer too much to Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, but he's absolutely blown me away. And it was really funny because our lovely friend Susan, she was sitting next to me when we were doing the meditation in the retreat. And I said to her, this is mind blowing. I am going to talk about this on Alara's show. So I'd already decided in May that I was going to be talking about this because in my head, I was fighting a little bit saying, why would you want to talk about meditation? Meditation is so boring. Talk about all the other things that you're doing. But my guides and my higher self is telling me and telling you guys as well, and anyone else that is watching afterwards, that you don't have to go to Joe Dispenza's retreat. However, you have this supernatural power inside of you that if you tap into it in a certain way, you can heal yourself. Yeah. And you not only can you heal yourself, but you can manifest things as well. You can have a very, very, let's say, joyful, peaceful life. It doesn't mean that you're not still going to have the hiccups and the ailments and all the things that happen to us, because we signed up to all these things, right? I work with the Akashic record, so I know that every single soul came here with X, Y, and Z to heal or learn in this lifetime. So I'm not going to say to you that, oh, if you do this meditation, that's it, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. It doesn't work like that, because there are these beautiful Tibetan monks who sit in the middle of nowhere and just pray for the world and send out love for the world. They've got no karma that they brought in or are doing in this lifetime, shall I say. They might have brought in some karma. And there are some militants out there, army militants, chasing these poor Tibetan monks. Why? I don't know. All they're doing is sitting there and praying for the world. So what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter how much you do, how much of a loving person you are, how much kindness, forgiveness, gratitude that you show. Whatever's going to happen to you is going to happen to you in this lifetime, right? But meditation and the breath work will help you deal with it with ease and grace. Yeah. And the reason why I want to talk about this is, honestly, Dr. Joe Dispenza showed us scientific evidence that you are a supernatural being, a powerful being. Okay, you have it all inside of you. And one of the case studies that I really want to talk about, I won't mention the name, but it's all on YouTube anyway. This lady, she had 150 brain tumors, 150, and she had 20 to 40 new ones. And after just going on the retreat for 1 week, the 20 to 40 new ones disappeared. So that's a week worth of meditation, right? And now she's been meditating and what have you for 2 years, and all her symptoms have nearly gone. So, obviously it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm going to tell you, like, throughout this session, what are those things that these people are doing that they are now able to see again? They are now able to come out of the wheelchair and walk again. And when we saw it, and when we saw they had brain transmitters, that you stick on and stick onto your heart, and then we actually saw the scientific evidence, we were just like this. So, I do strongly recommend, if you do get a chance in this lifetime, to go on one of his retreats. But I'm not here to promote that. I'm here to give you the message that he's giving out to the world. And honestly, he's a true blessing. And we can all give this message out to people, to children, to loved ones. It doesn't matter how old or how young or how ill. I honestly feel that this message is going to help people. Okay. And
I just want to add something really quick,
yeah,
just really
sure,
quickly,
sure.
as whenever we talk about healing, especially anything physical, then we have to put in the disclaimer. We are not professional doctors or medical practitioners of any sort. And so when we are talking about healing, it is at the energetic level, obviously. And if you do have any health conditions, physical health conditions, mental health conditions, please see your medical practitioner. And meditation can be something as an alternative therapy that you do alongside with the medical treatment that you get from your doctors and practitioners. Okay, I'm sure the other people were also receiving treatments from medical practitioners as well. So just putting that out there, YouTube land, so that we can
Yeah, actually,
make sure.
I was meant to say that first. Sorry, I'm a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, and I do not claim to heal, just like Alora
Exactly.
said.
We are not healing anybody on this call as well. And meditation can do wonders for sure, and possibly, assist with healing at a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level. But of course, always please do see your medical practitioner. But there's no
Yes.
harm in meditating or doing meditations, guided meditations, silent meditations, meditations with music, etc. There is absolutely no harm. They can only help.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I can see Sandy has written here that she's been on the retreat, and absolutely that's the word I use, mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. And for me, Alara, because I had a foot condition for 4 years, and I was
Mhm.
told by so many people, numerous private doctors, that it won't be healed, and you're going to be like have this burst on your foot for the rest of your life. And it's gone completely all through the healing work. So I know what my body is capable of. And since I've been doing the meditations, you don't necessarily have to do his meditations. You can do any meditation, but there are some key things that I'm going to guide you. Um, is that my life's changing in a matter of, so I've been doing them non-stop, let's say for about 6 weeks, because I had a family wedding in Canada. You can't be doing meditating when you're in a family wedding, right? Although I should have. I want to start off by saying in 2016, when I started my spiritual journey, stress working in an office in a management environment pushed me to meditation. Something guided me and said, go onto YouTube and do some meditations. So I did some guided meditations, and I used to do them for an hour, and I loved it. And so many things opened up for me. And I remember in 2015, 2016, so much opened up for me. Really, really beautiful things. And then over the years, I don't know what happened, and I just decided to do 5 minutes of meditation or 10 minutes, and that went on for quite a few years until I went on to this retreat. So maybe at the time my body didn't need that meditation, and this was like a wake up call for me for now, so I can give this message to you and to my clients as well. And what Joe Dispenza says quite a lot, we'll try not to mention him too much, is that if thoughts make you sick, then thoughts can make you better. Okay, so it all starts with the thoughts, and I know it starts with the thoughts because of my situation with my foot, and also because of it's a whole load of thing. I've been trained in the Akashic records. Okay, whatever you think, whatever you feel, you're creating it. Okay, and I know that's harsh because people would say, well, I would never bring on a chronic illness to myself. I would never do that. I know that because I wouldn't bring on the bursa I had on my foot, right? It's only through time, healing, forgiveness, gratitude, we kind of like realize and think, whoa, okay, so this is how it works. It happens to you for a reason. Many of you are facilitators and do healing work, and I bet you have something going on with yourself or have had, and then you've been able to tell the story and help others, and that's how it normally works, right? So I just want to do a little test, okay? So I'm going to put the timer on for a minute. I want you guys to close your eyes, okay? And then I'm going to switch the timer off. And I just want you to just be in that space for a minute, okay? So if you close your eyes, I'm just going to put the timer on. Okay, here we go. Okay, your 1 minute is up. Now, how many thoughts did you have in that 1 minute? Right, just type it in the chat if you can. Okay, was it one? Was it two? Was it 10? Was it 15? Or Laura, you can say yours out loud if you want.
Quite
Okay,
a few.
quite a
I didn't
few.
count, but there were quite a few.
Okay, Autumn's written lots. Yep. Okay, so
There were,
just
yeah.
60 seconds, that was 60 seconds, right? So in 60 seconds, okay. So I don't know, everyone's writing it lots as well. Okay, good, 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 good. Yes. So in a day, we have around minimum 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000, right? So, it's fine if you had lots, okay? So the only problem is 90% of them were the same as yesterday, right? And 80% of them were probably negative. Right. Like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I haven't done this. Oh, I need to, oh, I didn't do this. Or, oh, this was too, yeah. So, and 85% of them were baseless or fear based, that something may not even happen. Okay. So the moral of the story is we overthink too much, okay? And overthinking, what does that do? Causes stress, causes fear, causes disease, right? So the reason why I'm telling you about thoughts is the thoughts was the key, is the key thing that ignites a chemical in our body. It can either be a positive chemical or a negative chemical. So if I'm feeling happy, joyful, grateful, it's called fire and wire chemical goes up to the brain, and then a lovely chemical like dopamine or serotonin is produced, and it makes me feel really good. However, if I have a bad thought, like I'm really angry today, I'm really sad, or I'm just so scared, chemical goes up to the brain wave again, makes a chemical called cortisol. Okay, so cortisol does have its good bits as well, but we know is a stress hormone, right? So that's fine. I'm not saying to you don't create this, because the body was created to do this. Yeah, so I'm not saying don't be sad, don't be angry. We were here to live out these emotions and experience them. Very important. Yeah, we can't be emotionless, because we would not be human then. However, over time, day after day, if you keep having these same thoughts, keep doing the same thing, thinking about the same thing, and it's bringing you in that low vibration, over time, the body is going to make those hormones, the chemicals that we don't want, and then it creates it into disease. So, yeah, one day we're a bit annoyed, we're a bit sad. The next day we really do have to try and get over it. Yeah. And sometimes it's very difficult. It's very easy for me to say, if you're going through grief or bereavement or a real upheaval in your life, like, that grief is not just losing someone. Grief can be moving house, it could be separation, it could be your children going to university, it could be children getting married. My son's getting married next year, and a few months ago I was like, oh no, he's too young, and I was having a lot of grief about it, right? So grief can come in different ways, but we have to experience it. But it's what we do with it next. We can either let it linger on for weeks and weeks and weeks and manifest into our body, or we can say, okay, thank you, anger. Thank you for showing me. I now release it and let it go. Yeah. Or we do the healing work around it. Okay. So yeah, so it's so important how thoughts shape our reality. The other thing I want to talk about is, like, some people say to me, like I said, I only used to do 5-10 minutes, and now I do about 30 minutes of meditation. Joe Dispenza himself does 2 hours. Okay. So it, I want to get to that one day. Yeah. But that will mean getting up very early. And people will turn around and say, I don't have time. Okay, how many of you are just thinking that now? I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have 10, 15 minutes. Well, if you did a diary of what you did in a week, I guarantee there's 4 hours of Netflix in there somewhere. So you do have time. Okay, well, not necessarily Netflix. But even if you start off 10 minutes, 20 minutes, okay, and yeah, he does get up very early. He gets up very early to do the meditation. And he said some days he doesn't do it and he fails, and it's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. You're not meant to. Just do a short one. But with meditation, which what I'm going to talk you through in a sec, yeah, it will change your life. It will make you more productive. It will make you embody the elevated emotions that we forget about, because we're thinking about something that happened 15 years ago, because we're still upset about what the neighbor did. because the dustbin man didn't come today. So I'm angry, yeah, because now the dustbin's going to smell. Okay, so all that, all these little human things, of course, they're going to play out in our lifetime. But you have this supernatural power within you to not be phased by these things, or be phased by it in like, oh, just see it like that's nothing really. How many people do you know in your circle of friends or family or at work who get triggered by the littlest things? And nowadays I'm like, thank God, it's not in my vibrational field, so I don't see it that much. Yeah, but sometimes you go into a shop and sometimes it's a reflection of what I'm feeling or going through, and there's all these people kicking off and the queue's really big, and I'm like, oh my God, why did I go to the supermarket today? And then the traffic's horrendous, and I always tap into my energy saying, is it something in my energy field? Or does source just want me to be late because I'm being protected and doesn't want me to be in an accident, so wants me to be stuck in traffic right now? So I'm always reflecting these things. Yeah. So let me just see what it says. It says, can we do it again? It was wonderful. Oh, Arietta, I didn't know what she means by that. Um,
The 1 minute exercise we did.
oh, right, okay. We can do if you want. um, so maybe at the end and see how many thoughts you had. So are the statements to concentrate, to keep focus? Yeah. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to stay focused. I mean, like I said, I'm not selling Joe Dispenza's meditations, but they're all on YouTube. Yeah, the short ones, if you want to purchase his, they are. The long ones are on his website. But there's what I love is, it's free, and that's one good thing about healing work is when you give from the heart. It's with intention. Is like his intention is to let people know that you can heal yourself, okay, and you can share this with others, and that's why I absolutely love about his work. So with the meditation, there's 5 key things. Okay, the first key thing is your breath. Okay, breathing is so important. Now if you imagine a tortoise breathes 4 breaths a minute in 60 seconds, right? And they live up to 150 years because they breathe slow and deep. A human, well, they live a bit longer now. Average age used to be about 65 because I think we're looking after ourselves a lot more now. They say the average age is around 80, okay? And we breathe 12 to 18 breaths in a minute. Okay, look at the difference. Okay, we got a lower lifespan than a tortoise, although, like I said, we are living a bit longer. A dog breathes 15 to 30 seconds a minute, really fast, right? In 60 seconds. And their lifespan is usually about 13 to 15 years, right? So, moral of the story again is that your breath is so important. When we get stressed, what's the first thing we do? We hold our breath, right? I mean, my dear father passed away years ago, 2005, I think it was, and I actually saw him take his last breath. And it wasn't nice, but it was an experience for me to think that, oh my God, you know what? You can live without water, you can live without food, but you cannot live without your breath. So that's why it's so important to breathe. That's why when we have children and they say, take a deep breath, and it really helps. Trust me, when you take a deep breath. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, your thoughts and your emotions. Okay, so we've already talked about thoughts, so I'm not going to talk too much about them, but your thoughts are, let's say, I would say, are the highest thing that triggers it. Because when you sit down to meditate, the first thing that's going to come in, your ego is going to be like, I need to make breakfast, I need to go and feed the dog, I need to go and feed the fish, I need to go and put the dustbin out. What am I going to make tomorrow? All these thoughts will start coming in. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Betty. Right. And the next thing is nothing. So when you're in meditation, think of nothing, no thing, nowhere, nobody, no place, nothing. Okay. The no word, because that is what gets our mind all over the place. So you've got to think of nothing and just be in a space. Okay. And the other two big things is, and this is the big, really, really big one, actually, they're all important, yeah, is you have to connect to your heart center, right? You have to relax and connect to your heart, because if you don't connect to your heart, the true elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, forgiveness will not come out. It will come from the mind and not the heart center. The heart and the brain have to work together. Okay. And when they work together, that is when you get a supernatural power. Okay. And then the last thing that's very important is intention, because if you set the intention, then you will do it. If you're like, oh yeah, I'll just do it because Roshni told me to do it. Yeah, no, that's not intention. Intention is tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to do 10-minute meditation every day. I set the intention from when I came back from Canada, and I've been doing it regardless. And even if I haven't been feeling well, I will do it for 10 minutes, and I don't beat myself up if it doesn't, if I don't do the 20 or 30-minute one. And attention. Okay, so very important to give your attention. Like I do say to my clients when they show up, or if I'm doing courses, is have your cameras on, because it shows me that you are 100% here. Sometimes when I've been on other people's calls and I haven't got my camera on, I'm usually like mucking around with my phone and playing Candy Crush and playing Gala Bingo, and I'm not there. I'm not giving attention. Okay, so but you don't have to have your camera on. But I'm just saying, right? Okay, so it's good to have to have the attention. When you give attention, what happens is you're learning more. Okay, you're learning more, and knowledge is power. Okay, and you don't stop learning. You don't stop learning at all. There's this myth that, okay, when I'm 70, I can't take things in. I can't take things in. That's your affirmation. You've just said you can't do it. When you say I don't have time, that's your affirmation. Yeah. So we've got to be so careful what we say. Like, ever since I've learned the Akashic records, I've learned that whatever I say starts playing out, and it's being recorded, and it's playing out in my reality. So we've got to be so careful when we say, I can't do this, and I'm like this, and I'm like that. Yeah. So, Lauren, did you want to say anything while I take a breather?
I was just going to say, I love all these wonderful points that you're making about meditation, and because like I've been meditating for a very, very long time. And if I'm by myself, I like doing silent meditation because that's how I was trained and what I feel comfortable with. But I also love guided meditation sometimes when I'm going through things, right? But for me, if I want to just connect to myself, source, guides, etc., that the silent meditation and the breathing is so important. And just being totally present, it's really important, like when you're in life, period. Being present is key, because only then can you be aware of what's actually happening, is when you're present, not when you're off thinking about something else, right? And we are here in this physical dimension, this physical body, to experience and to be here, to be present in our lives, right? So as much as we all love, working in the higher realms and all that wonderful stuff, we have to bring that energy and those frequencies and those gifts down here to work through our body, to work through our reality here. So for me, that's key, being present as well.
I love that. And I love what Linda's just written. Present is our present. I really love that. I'm going to use that, Linda. Thank you. So something really important is that, routine, right? Every morning we get up and it's the same thing. And this is what was happening to me since I left my job in October, my office job. I was getting into this routine of, okay, play a bit of Gobble Bingo, go a bit of TikTok, and then I'll do some posts, and then I'll touch base with my clients, and then I'll do it. But it was 2-3 hours wasted in the morning. And it would be thinking, I'd be thinking about, oh, what should we make today? Oh, what shall I do today? And it was like, now when I meditate, my day is so productive, and I feel better as well. And I've seen things open up, and I'm just thinking, God, it's just been a few weeks, and I'm only doing 20-minute meditations. Imagine what would happen if I did the hour ones. Yeah. So, so on that note as well, forgiveness, and I know I touched on this in our last session. Yeah. But forgiveness is something that always comes up. And, when we're holding on to things in the past, yes, this person did something wrong. We don't condone it. We don't sort of say, oh, I forgive them and what they did was right. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is from the heart center, if you really let it go in this lifetime, you won't have to do it again in the next lifetime. Okay, with them, it'll be a lot easier. All right. So forgiveness is key. And all those elevated motions that we'll do in our process later on, I just want you to make sure you really need to feel it in your heart center, because when you feel it in your heart center, you're going to start feeling it in your cells, and then your aura will just shine out with these elevated emotions. Okay, so that's what they say, energy speaks 1,000 words, right? When you walk into the room, some of my old colleagues, I always bump into them. My name, Roshney, actually means light. And they always say to me, oh, Roshney, when you used to walk into the office, the whole office used to light up. And that just made my day. And I was like, oh, really? So I used to work in a job center, and it was quite low energy, right? And it really made my day when somebody said that. And when you go into a room, a party, or a shop, and sometimes, the workers are not feeling good, you can really pick up on their energy, can't you? You can pick up on their energy. So when you do this meditation or your own meditations, just really go within your heart center and really elevate these beautiful emotions that we have within us, okay, that get tampered down by the past. It's all, it's usually about the past. Remember, the past is the past. Leave the past in the past. The present is the most important thing, like Linda said. The future is not even here yet, right? Why worry about it? Yeah. So, like I said, we procrastinate and we're like, oh, this will happen and that will happen, and it hasn't even happened, right? So, on that other note is, I was saying about change. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are, if you don't change, if you don't make that change, then nothing is going to change. Only you can do it. If someone is giving you a hard time or you're going through relationship troubles, right, you cannot change that person. If you change, you will see a change in them for sure, for sure. Yeah, I've seen that in my clients, and I've seen it with myself as well. And just something else interesting I want to share with you. I've got a relative who works in a hospital, and what she noticed is that because when I told her that I took early retirement at 52, she was like, oh, I wish I could do that. And I said, well, you can do it. Yeah, it's about manifesting and doing the healing work. And, and once you do all the work, you can do anything you want in this lifetime. What she noticed in the hospital is that many people that were being ill were around their 60s and 70s who had just retired. Now, why were they all suddenly falling ill? Because she said many of them were saying to her, they hadn't been ill all their lifetime and suddenly they were ill. Why do you guys think that is? I'll tell you why. Because when you're at home and you're sitting there, what's the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to think, right? You're going to think, oh, Uncle Joe, or, Auntie Sam, she did that to me 10 years ago. And the next thing you know, that emotion comes in of frustration and anger or sadness. We might even say, okay, someone passed away 15 years ago. Yeah. I was really lucky because I lost my mum when I was 24 and she was only 53. And I was so lucky to have counselling literally a few weeks later, really good counselling officer. I was able to deal with it straight away and, and deal with my emotions. Whereas other people, sometimes what happens is they suppress them down. And then what you find is, like my best friend did that actually. So she did suppress them for a good 5-6 years. Then one day she was smoking and she ended up having a panic attack and ended up having counselling for 10 years. So that's why it's so important to say, like emotions are there for us to deal with. Yeah. So the thought is very, very important. Yeah. And also live your life to the fullest now. Why wait till, yeah, okay, if you have to work part-time, I'm not telling you to give up your work, but if you have to work part-time or whatever it is, or cut down your hours, or do something at the weekend, do whatever it is that makes you happy or made you happy when you were a child now, rather than when you're 70, 80. So live for the moment, I say, right? So what I'm going to do is, I think we're going to go into that process, because I feel like Archangel Michael wants to do that process. Is that all right, Alara?
Sure, absolutely. So what process is this that we're doing today?
Right. Okay. So we are going to do the golden meditation tree at the end. Okay, just to make sure that everybody can connect to their own guides and get their own message. But Archangel Michael kept telling me the last few days that, I want to do this process where I want people to think of an emotion that's running through them. Think of where it came from. It might have been when you were 10 or when you were 9, or it was last week. Think of the picture or the video of that, and then we're going to put it on a postcard, and we're going to give it to Archangel Michael to transmute to unconditional love. Okay, so it's a good way of releasing some emotion that is hanging around in us. Okay, so have some water. Yeah, have some water. We're just going to go with it. What I'll do is I might put my headphones on because it's a noisy window.
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Oh, you can't? Okay, great. Okay, I'll just... Okay, so let's all get comfortable. I've already cleared the space for us, but we're just going to ground, okay? So start off by putting your hand on your heart center, both your hands, or whatever is comfortable. It just helps you connect better. And take a nice, long, deep breath in the nose for 4. Hold. And then breathe out for 4. And hold the breath as it is comfortable for you, because everybody is individual. So let's go again. Take a deep breath in the nose for 4. Hold. And breathe out for 4. One more time, in the nose for 4. Hold. And breathe out for 4. So I'd like you to bring your awareness down to your feet, and I want you to visualize beautiful, beautiful roots going all the way down. You might see them as silver cords going all the way down, deep, deep down into Gaia, to the center of Mother Earth. And there you will see a beautiful, beautiful lotus opening up. Mother Gaia is giving you her beautiful energies as each petal opens up. She's giving you clarity, creativity, peace, grounding, serenity, and calmness. Take these beautiful, beautiful energies up to your feet, up to your knees, up to your hips, and up to your heart center, where it transports it out to the rest of your body. Take a deep breath and breathe out. And the top of your crown, I want you to visualize a beautiful, beautiful cord going all the way up to the roof of your home, into the sky, into the universe, beyond the multiverse, and into the galaxies and planetary systems. And there is a beautiful 6-pointed star. This is your own soul star. And in this soul star, I see the words unconditional love and unconditional light from Source. Bring this down, this beautiful down energy, to your crown, down to your third eye, down to your throat, down to your heart center, then all the way down to your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra, then all the way down to the knees, where we sometimes hold trauma, down to the ankles, where you may be feeling stuck or guilt, or down to the toes, where you might be holding some anger. And then we go all the way down to that beautiful, beautiful lotus where the energies connect. Take a deep breath and breathe out. You're now connected to your soul star and Mother Earth. So now I want you to imagine that Archangel Michael is standing just above your crown chakra, and he's holding this magical, magical golden ball of light. It's quite a big sphere of light, and you can feel beautiful, beautiful sparks coming down at you and lighting you up from this golden ball. Now he's asking you to go within your heart center and think of an emotion that is running through your field right now. It could be sadness, it could be anger, it could be jealousy, it could be greed, it could be fear. Whatever that emotion is, I want you to remember, where did it come from? Was it from the time that you were conceived? Was it from when you were 5? Or was it from when you were 19? Whichever aspect of your life it's from, I want you to picture it, put it into a video, and then I want you to place it onto a blank postcard. And then with your heart center, with unconditional love, I want you to tear up that postcard, that picture, that video that no longer serves you, it's in the past. And then I want you to place it into Archangel Michael's golden ball. And when you've done that, take a deep breath. And then do it again, because there are always other emotions hanging around us. So I want you to picture that emotion. Is it anger? Is it not feeling safe? Whatever it is, go back to where it came from, picture it, video it, place it on a postcard. And again, from a place of unconditional love, I want you to tear up that postcard and place it into Archangel Michael's golden ball. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Now Archangel Michael has taken this golden ball and he's sent it up to source. It's transmuted into unconditional love, recycled back into unconditional love. So now he's holding a vacuum and he's taking this vacuum all around all of your cells and organs and just hoovering up any debris that's left, any nuances that does not serve you. Just see it transmute, just go into his vacuum. Don't leave anything out. It could be in your organs, it could be in your cells, around your aura. Just see Archangel Michael vacuum this up. And take a deep breath while you're doing this. Don't leave anything out behind the ears, the knuckles, in between the toes. Just see Archangel Michael doing his hoovering. And just know you can do this process yourself. Now, once he's done that, I want you to visualize a beautiful, beautiful, bright diamond light that coming down from your crown center and just filling up everything in your auric field, in your whole body, in your cells, just filling up all those places where those emotions were held with this beautiful diamond light given by Archangel Michael. Just cover yourself with this beautiful, beautiful diamond light. Take a deep breath. Now, in your heart center, Archangel Michael is asking you to feel love, unconditional love. So when you take a deep breath just now, I want you to breathe in love. And when you breathe out, let it expand out to all of your cells and aura. So here we go. Take a deep breath. Feel it in your heart center. And then breathe out. And as you breathe out, all your cells are filling up with love. And now in your heart center, find joy. Take a deep breath. Fill up with joy. All those cells and auric field. And breathe out. And now, gratitude. Find the gratitude in your heart center. And as you breathe in gratitude. As you breathe out, it fills up all your cells with gratitude. And now we have freedom. Fill your heart with freedom. Feel it. Take a deep breath. Gratitude. And then breathe out the gratitude into your blood cells. So now you are full of unconditional love and light. And I want you to imagine Gaia in front of you. And I want you to take all those beautiful elevated emotions and your light and cover Gaia with it, because whatever you give out to the world is what you'll get back. And then once you've done that, bring it back to yourself. And take a nice long deep breath. And breathe out. And when you're ready, take your time, very slowly, open your eyes and come back to us.
It was wonderful. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I did not want to come back. That was very, very, oh, very nice. I liked all aspects of it. Yeah, that was definitely uh definitely transformational. Definitely, I mean, I'm like speechless. So it's like I have no words. It was great. Exactly what I needed today at this time. And I was
Thank
able to think of two different, I already forgot what the one was, two different emotions, right? Two different stories, etc. I forgot what the one was now, but that's
And
what
just know
we're.
you can all do that yourself. You can all do that yourselves. Yeah. You don't need me. You can do it yourselves. We are our own healers. Yeah. It's just practicing. It's just practicing. Watch the replay again. It will be on YouTube. And oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, you can do this anytime. You can tweak it to your own version. You'll get guided by your higher self or your guides.
Mhm. And it was short, and it's short and simple, and and powerful at the same time, right? So
Yeah.
it was uh
I mean, I
yeah,
could have
I
gone on
already.
actually. Would have liked to stay in there longer because I know we
Yeah,
have loads of things we want to, go back to and just like put on that postcard and rip it up, right?
yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'm just a bit, yeah, cautious of the time.
Yeah, I agree. But also
Thank you,
the
Karina.
breathing in of all of the energies and then having them expand into our field, that was also, quite powerful. So yes, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I've got to say, I mean, Susan's on here. When I did that meditation at the retreat, oh boy, did I cry. Did I cry? I think Susan had to leave me for like good 30 minutes because I just couldn't speak, and then one of the other meditations we did is where, you work with the pineal gland, and honestly, whatever they say, hit that spot, I hit that spot. And I had all these elevated emotions, and it was like forgiveness and gratitude and love, and all the angels came in, and it was just like it was amazing, and I was like, I
Mhm.
want to teach this to people. So that's why I just want to pass it on, that you guys can do that as well, yourselves.
Yeah, and definitely, since it is being recorded, obviously you can, go back and watch and or listen to the show again and do it again. Definitely, definitely do it again for sure. Um, yeah, wow. Now, like, does anybody have any questions for Roshni about that or something else that's coming up for you? Because that, it's like I feel like nothing is coming up now, because we just healed or cleared, to emotions that we may not have even known were there or disturbing us, that much, but now they've been cleared. Definitely drink water. Yeah, should we
Oh
drink water?
yes.
Yes,
Always,
always.
always when you do any meditation, any healing work, water is the
Yeah.
key. That was the other thing I should have added on the list. Be hydrated.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so Linda has a question. Linda, you've raised your hand. You want to unmute yourself?
Sure, no problem. I learned something this weekend that was kind of fun, that kind of would lend itself to that. Like when you were asking for forgiveness or asking for whatever you're asking for, if you tap right here as you're doing it, it actually drives it further into the heart. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Linda, for sharing that. I've seen quite a few people do that actually, and a bit like EFT, right? Emotional freedom tapping, and I think it's really funny because I'm doing a course that is going to be going into metaphysics and EFT, and so maybe I'm meant to know that, and you remind me. So thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Really good
Yeah,
point.
Linda, I saw
Yes,
that recently too. Were we on the same call or in the I don't
no,
remember now.
I actually had a really cool meditation this weekend with a friend who also channels. Um,
Nice.
and she gave that as one of our meditations. And she said, if you just do the constant tapping, she says it drives it in, and I think it just, anything you're doing with your physical body and
Yeah.
your brain, it bypasses the blood brain barrier, and it brings it more into focus for you at the present moment.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
meridian
Thank
points as
you.
well. I think it's a bit like breath work. When you do breath work and you touch the meridian points, and you suddenly
Yeah.
feel this release. It's the same with the tapping. So it's a really good point. Thanks, Linda, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I remember now. I remember now. Thank you. It was like I don't know if some of you know oh my God, Hireth and well, she was on our show,
Paris,
Karen
Paris.
Karen. Yeah,
Yes,
Hireth. Yeah, and Karen.
that's
So
who we
Karen
got.
was
We were with them. I was with her on Sunday.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was gonna say she was here in Toronto like last week or the weekend before. So I actually saw her in person. So I went to the event that's she was having here, and I met her in person, which was great. And she did that, right? So that's what she was doing, and that's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, where did I used to see that recently? That was it. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. That was so much fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome, thank you. So Um, all right. Anything else coming up for anybody, or anybody have any other comments or questions or anything coming up regarding what we talked about today, regarding meditation, regarding the process we just did? But yeah, if you want to incorporate that as well as you're bringing in the energies, yeah, definitely will help for sure. Um, I'm so glad you mentioned that. All right, so we are going to still do the process with the golden tree, etc. Right? But
Yeah,
before that, let's just Roshni, let's just talk a little bit about the packages. You'll
yeah, sure.
some of you who are regulars, you'll notice it's the same, pretty much the same as before. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second. Let me just share my screen here. Um, all right, here we go. So Roshni has 3 packages. There's audio recordings, the 3 workshops with PowerPoint presentations, which is package A. Package B is everything in package A plus a 45-minute personal session. And package C is everything in package A plus 3 personal sessions. So because I've had a few sessions with Roshney, I would definitely say if you can get package C, because at this price point, it's ridiculous for you not to do it. Okay. So look at your finances, etc. But there's always stuff that can be cleared and healed and moved and transformed, etc. So, all right. So, Roshni, let's talk a little bit about the 3 workshops.
Yeah, so the workshops, they're about just over an hour long, and you get a PowerPoint presentation with them as well with all the information. So you'll have that information at hand. There's meditations within there, okay, within all of the workshops. And there's loads and loads of tools and tips on how to manifest with your guides, what the Akashic records are, okay, and everything you want to know about the Akashic records, basically in a nutshell, and how to remove blocks to heal relationships. So lots and lots of tips. Really, really good deal there. There's 3 workshops.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's package A, it's $33. And then package B is everything in package A, plus the personal session with Roshni, which is a 45-minute one-on-one session. So what can they expect in the one-on-one session with you?
So it all depends on what my guides say. So usually just as soon as the client will start talking and say, okay, this is what's happened or that's happened, I'll know whether I have to do some inner child work or whether some cord cutting is required or whether we just need to go to the Akashics and see if there's something that needs to be cleared. That is a root cause from a past life or a thought or belief that is running from this lifetime or a previous lifetime. So so it could be either of those things.
Mm-hmm. So package B is $55.55. So again, that's really amazing for package A and package B together. And then package C is everything in package A, which is those 3 workshops plus 3 personal sessions with Roshni. So again, I know some of you have had several sessions with Roshni as well, so you know how powerful they are, how helpful they are, and so this is 3 sessions over a 6-month period. So it's not like you have to do all of them at once, right? One after the other. Life happens. Right? So you could do one now, one in a month, one in, 6 months from now. And let's face it, there's always something that's going to come up, but at this price point, you're not going to get a better deal. So I highly recommend it. So package C is 111, and there is a payment plan available for package C. Okay, and if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code as well. And there's some wonderful testimonials here from people who have worked with Roshni. I should probably put one in there as well of when I worked with Roshni.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see about that. I will try and get one to you. Okay, so definitely take a look at these packages, see which one, I'm biased, I guess, because I've had sessions with her, so I know. But I would suggest either package B or package C, right? So, but again, it's up to you. It's your choice, right? But we always have stuff going on, and sometimes, like for myself, I've had some stuff going on that I wasn't expecting at all. So it was, it was very helpful. So those are the packages. Any questions about those?
Thank you,
Sandy says,
Cindy.
as well as tapping in emotions around the heart, Donna Eden teaches tapping positive thoughts into the forehead. Okay, yeah, good idea. Yep, and Cindy says, always a wonderful experience to work with Roshni. I highly recommend her also. Yeah,
Bless
because
her. Thank you, Cindy.
Cindy's worked with you a couple of times. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Cindy. And Regina as well has also worked
Oh, I love
with
working with those
Roshni
guys.
as well. Yeah,
Thank you, girls.
awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I know Cindy and Regina, obviously, so you know what the work is like. Says I'm obviously biased. Yes, that's okay. I'm also biased. What can I say? But yeah, but I know that it's helpful and it's helped me recently. So definitely. Okay. Anyway, so all right, what's next, Roshni?
Right. So
Oh,
let's go into
I
the
was just going to
golden.
say really quick. I was just going to say really quickly, all the sessions are on Zoom and they are recorded, and she'll send you the recording. Um, just makes it easier. And then if you want to go back and watch or listen or whatever, you can. I for myself usually don't, because from my thinking, it's like, well, the healing's done. I'm good. But some people do like to go back in case there was some information, that they missed or whatever. But so that is also available to you as well. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so let's go into the meditation with the golden tree. Okay, so this is a meditation I do quite often with in my workshops, and it's basically such an easy process to go in and just connect with your guides and hear a message. And you might sometimes get a new guide. I'll tell you who's there, who I see, and just be open to receive and just trust. And everything that we mentioned earlier, remember, do it from with intention, attention, and from the heart space. Okay, so have a sip of water because we did move a little bit of energy before. Okay, put your hands on your heart center and close your eyes and feel completely relaxed. Okay, just be here for you. This is your time for your soul. And take a nice long deep breath from your heart center. A nice long deep breath for 4 breaths. Hold and breathe out. So let's go again. Hold and breathe out. Now, breathing helps you connect with your guides. You may feel some tingling around the crown area. Let's go again. Deep breath. Hold and breathe out. And one more time. Breathe in. Hold and breathe out. Now, I want you to imagine that you are walking in a beautiful forest, an enchanted forest. This is a forest like you've never seen before. The butterflies are flapping their wings really loudly. The birds are singing a very unusual tune. The bushes and the trees are of a magnificent color, a color that you've not seen before. And as you're walking along the path in this beautiful forest, a golden light catches your eye and you feel intrigued and walk towards it. As you get closer, you notice that this is a beautiful golden tree. The bark is made of pure gold, and the leaves are made of a platinum light. I'd like you to go right up to the tree, and as you stand there, the roots of the tree are coming towards your feet and shooting up a beautiful, beautiful golden light, going into all of your cells and organs, going into your aura and lighting up your whole body. And the top of the tree is emanating from the leaves, coming down to your crown, this platinum light. See that platinum light go down to your 3rd chakra, your throat, your heart center, your solar plexus and sacral, and your root, and all the way down to your feet. You now have this 2-tone light whizzing through you. Take a deep breath and breathe out. And I'd like you to go up to the tree and give the tree a great big hug. Trees are one of the most wisest things on the planet. When you spend time around trees or hugging trees or talking to trees, you will receive so much oxygen, so much wisdom, so much joy. Now, as you step a little bit away from the tree, on the right-hand side, you see a golden archway door. I'd like you to step inside this door and close the door behind you. You will notice this room where there's just pure golden light. There are no windows, but just pure golden light. There is a golden bench in the center of the room. I'd like you to take a seat on this bench and look around. What do you see? I see a golden woodpecker, and I see some golden little chipmunks. I've never seen those before in here. And I see some golden squirrels. And now my guides are starting to step in. Now I have guides called the Magnificent Five, which you know very well who they are. They are Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, Mother Mary, Melchizedek. So I call them the Magnificent Five, or the Five M's. They're here right now surrounding us. Whichever guide or spiritual guide is there for you, is right for you. Just call them in with intention and attention. So what we're going to do in a second is we're going to be silent for a little while. We're going to ask our guides, what is it I need to know now? So I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'm going to put my microphone on mute. And once you've received your message, I'd like you to say thank you to your guides and very, very slowly get up from the bench. Say thank you to the elementals that are in the golden room, and very, very slowly make your way outside that single archway door. Close the door behind you and give the tree one more big hug from the heart. And very, very slowly walk away from the tree back into that path of that enchanted forest towards me again. And when you're ready, very, very slowly open your eyes.
Lovely. So lovely. Thank you.
I was going to
How's
stay
everyone
there.
doing? I know, right? It's like, can we just stay here? It was such a beautiful space and the energy and the feeling. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Yeah, Randy thinks so too.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And how are you all feeling? What messages did you get? Because the thing is, if we're open to receiving, we will get something, right? And sometimes it may not be words, it might just be a feeling or a sense, right? Um, and then trusting that. Yeah, exactly. And that didn't wish to come back. It was amazing. Yeah,
Thank you.
I
Thank
agree.
you.
I agree. And so the message that I got was to be still, because I'm a doer, right? Everybody knows I'm a doer. I take action all the time, but sometimes I just need to be still. So that was my message from my guides, was to be still. And that message came from Mother Mary. Actually, she's the one that was wanting to come forward, and with that message, it was a lot of love, a lot of peace, um, and compassion. So that was lovely.
Beautiful, really beautiful
Such
to
a
see.
wonderful experience. Thank you so much. Yes, and of course, because it's recorded, you can do it again. Right. That's the wonderful thing about these shows, is that they're all recorded, and then you can always go back and do them again, experience it again. Okay. Yeah. Good. Anything else coming up for anybody? Any questions? Any feedback? Cindy says, beautiful. I received the message to have faith in myself and trust my heart. Nice.
Oh,
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Have faith and trust. Yep. I love that. Oh, okay. So any last words of wisdom for us, Roshni?
so yeah, I mean, like I said before, is like you don't necessarily have to do the Joe Dispenza meditations. You can do your own sort of meditation, or have go onto YouTube and find your own, or whatever it is, sound meditation. But it's with intention that you will get to that place. It's all about the chemistry behind it. Okay, it's not just I'm going to meditate and my life's going to change. It's practice. It's changing. It's trusting. It's believing. Having faith is the biggest thing. Yeah, and change is the biggest word. Like I said, we have these affirmations. I can't do it. So it's us who has to change, right? If you don't change your routine tomorrow, it's going to be the same thing for God knows how many years. So if you want change, you've got to do the change, right? Make the change.
And the change doesn't have to be big things. Start with something small. It doesn't have to be a huge, humongous change. It can just be something small, like taking 5 minutes to just be still, for example, right? So, yeah. So, what change can you start in your life? Like small, doesn't have to be major. Just really quickly, one thing I started this week was, I've complained about this many times, how my mother makes these amazing sweets all the time, and you know so I told her, now it's like I'm not having them, because at tea time we always have some sweet that she makes, right? I'm like, I'm not having any more sweets, I'm done. She's like, okay. So that was a change, right? Because I know that I'm having way too much sugar, so it's like, I'm done. And then I also said, I'm not having any more ginger ale. So I'm done. So small changes, right? But easy ones that I can start, right? So I think the hardest one is the not having the sweets that my mom makes. I mean,
I mean, how can
she's
you? Oh gosh, when I think about what my mum used to make, I sometimes there's nothing like mum's food, right?
I
There's
know,
nothing
right?
like mum's food. And
Exactly.
actually, Laura, it's funny you mentioned about right now. A lot of people are talking about detoxing and cutting out things. I recently did a water fast with the lovely
Mhm.
Susan. We did like 24 hours just water, and honestly, it was so powerful, very powerful. And I'd love to do it over a few days, but in small steps. But yeah,
Mhm.
very, very powerful. And I can't believe how powerful it was. And, like I said, you can live without food and water, but the breath, no.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Linda said they say sweets are like candy cocaine. Yeah, I know. And I have a definite sweet tooth, so I've cut it all out. So I still have brown sugar in my tea, but
Yeah,
that's about it so far. So because
that's
if
good.
I cut out the sugar in my tea, then I might as well not drink any tea at all. Because it's like there's no point. So
Yeah,
slowly
everything in
but surely,
moderation. I love that.
absolutely. But the
Oh,
thing is, it's, sometimes it can be a small little change like that. You can just choose to, I'm not going to have any more of my mom's sweets. Maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, not every day, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's good. It's good not to have restrictions because when you restrict, when I noticed when I used to restrict, I then used to end up binging. So I'm like, it's better to have it a little bit rather than like I won't have it at all.
yeah, I don't binge, so I'm okay. But I will tell my mom, don't make anything. Just don't make anything unless there's a special occasion. Then make something, and even then, I'll just have a little bit, because. And I was actually even going to ask her, like, hey, maybe you should teach me how to make these things. But I was like, no.
No, that's not. Although it's nice and it gets your creative juices flowing, I wouldn't recommend it because, like me, my mom taught me quite a lot, and oh my God, I'm always making things and then
That's right.
always
No,
eating them, always eating them.
exactly. So the answer is no. Um, Randy says 11-day fast had my brain screaming for sugar. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah. I know that, if I just quit cold turkey, then yes, I'm gonna start getting headaches and all that stuff because whenever I've done that in the past. So I know that that's going to happen. So I'm just going to gradually, and
Yeah,
just cut back
slowly is
and
good.
cut back and cut back, and then see what happens. But I can see it happening because I'm getting fatter for some reason. So it's like, what the heck? Anyways,
It's probably mum's good food. That's what it is. Mum's good food.
it is. It is. Okay. Anyways, any any comments around that? But like the 1-day water fast, I mean, that's for me, that's nothing because it's like I could
Yeah,
do I could go a whole day with not eating anything. It's like that's I
I
don't know,
know
very easy for
I
me.
can probably do the 36-hour one or the one that you do for 48 hours because that's supposed to be really good. But I'm kind of like, oh, I don't want to get up in the night just in case I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Good point.
I'm,
Just have some
I can
water.
I can do 24 hours at the moment, but let's see what, the body
I will
can.
try it. I'm gonna try it just soon, next week sometime. Okay.
Oh,
Anything else coming up for anybody? That was a great meditation. Definitely go back and do the process, both of them. Like there were two processes, right, today. So do both of them. The one earlier with Archangel Michael, and then the one with the golden tree. Definitely go back and do them again, just you know because you can, right? And start to even that is going to start to change your energy field, your aura, your thoughts, your awareness. It'll help you to be more present, etc. And then see what happens, right? And see what else changes. And then for me, it's always about change and transformation. Happens on a regular basis every day if you're willing to let go of the past, if you're willing to let go of what has been, right? And to embrace the best version of yourself, right? The future you and the best version of yourself. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Roshni. And of course, I do highly recommend you check out the packages that Roshni has. Definitely work with her. They're really, really helpful. Um, I have not gone through the presentations, the workshops, I'll be honest, but the personal sessions I highly recommend. So definitely do that. And they are so wonderfully priced that they're reasonable for everyone, hopefully. Okay. So definitely check those out. And thank you everybody for all your comments and feedback and your questions and etc. And for being here with us today. Today is Thursday. So have a great weekend. It is my son's birthday on Saturday. So I will be having
oh,
dinner with
happy
him on
birthday.
Saturday. Can you believe it's going to be 30?
Wow.
How did that
Wow.
happen? It's like, so it's a celebration weekend for him and for me, because I, like I always say, well, it's very special for me too, because that's when I first became a mom. So, come on, right? So it's a very special day for myself as well. So thank you. Yes,
Oh,
exactly. Thank you. So yes, so that'll be happening this weekend, and then we'll be back next week for 3 shows. So I look forward to seeing you then. So have a great weekend. And for those of us in Canada, Canada Day's on Monday. So happy Canada Day. And for the Americans, Independence Day, I'll talk to you next week. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Roshni. This was
thank
beautiful,
you.
absolutely
Thank you. Thank you.
brilliant.
Thank
I love it.
you.
I'm
Thank
a
you.
big proponent of meditation. I highly recommend it for many, many things. Definitely. So thank you so much, everyone. And until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings always.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
honeys.
Thank you. Hopefully you're doing good, Linda.
Better.
Good. Awesome. All right. Bye, everyone. Much love and blessings.
Bye.